Welcome to Rugas. We're discussing URC the past week, round 4 if I'm not correct, mistaken, Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, first and foremost, let's get to the good news. The good news is that it's been confirmed South African teams will be able to play at home their round of matches.
2 rounds, yeah, the next 2 rounds, yeah. They're missing out on this round, and then there's the November break for the internationals, and then the URC starts again on the 26th or the 27th of November, and those first 2 matches is in South Africa.
Yeah, so our teams will be able to enjoy home-based advantage. We all know they've been struggling a bit on the local pitches, being the artificial pitches and obviously the wet weather conditions. But yes, let's get to the second part of the discussion today, and let's go through the matches.
There's still one thing that we must take into account. Currently, the amount of people that will be allowed in the stadium, the spectators, is 2,000. We've heard that it may be pushed up to 10,000 people. So those that's not vaccinated, like Willem Strauss from the Bulls says, go to the bars.
Yeah, because you won't be able to get into the stadiums at this stage. Lions versus Ulster, first team. Unfortunately, Lions losing that one 26-10, even first half, Carl. And then the
I think the whole match was an absolutely arm wrestle, my type of rugby, forward battling it out. I'm not disappointed in the Lions, and I think it was said in the presser also that the growth that the Lions currently are showing, I mean where they were at the end of the Currie Cup and where they are now, it's 2 different teams.
Yeah, let's not forget it was all doom and gloom for the Lions.
Yeah, it's
crisis management, etc. But now they're getting into it, and we'll look at the rest of the scores later. By no means are they out of it. I mean,
no, there's still a lot of games to be played, and we must remember Ulster is known also as a team with this major strong pack of forwards. So everybody knew it was going to be a battle up front.
And they're a good team overall.
Yeah, they're a good team also. But I mean, like I said, it was from 2 weeks ago. It was said the game is going to be won or lost up front. And unfortunately, some mistakes made at the back for the Lions had put them under pressure and that kind of stuff. And that's the reason why they lost.
Yeah.
Not a train smash. I think it was a good performance by the Lions.
Yeah, the only South African win for the weekend was Stormers against the Dragons. Stormers taking that on 24-10. It was the Dragons' first half, possession, territory-wise. Clever tactical kicking by the Dragons, keeping the Stormers basically pinned in their half for most of the match. Dragons getting ahead on the scoreboard at one stage. I think it was 10-3. And then slowly but surely, Stormers towards the end of the first half started putting pressure on the Dragons, got 2 good kickable penalties, and by half-time it was 9-10. Stormers back in the game. Second half, Stormers came out. It was a Stormers half. Took control of the game, yes, and eventually built up a good scoreline, 24-10.
Yeah, I think brilliant for the Stormers. I saw John Dobson last night with the Sharks game with a beer in the hand in the stands. I presumed he was quite relaxed after this win.
They're returning the favour. Remember last weekend it was the other way around, if I remember correctly.
No, it was the Sharks. The Bulls, I think. Yeah.
Sharks are supporting the Bulls, but anyway, good to see.
But great stuff. I mean, the Stormers is really starting to play brilliant rugby or good rugby despite what's going on in the boardrooms.
Yeah, let's not forget about that. Yeah.
So I think John Dobson and everybody was I mean, all our coaches except for Jake was taken to the cleaners, and everybody wanted to get rid of them. Now slowly but surely South Africans are finding their feet in the URC.
Yes.
So yeah, great stuff.
And it was to be expected. We all said it was not going to be an easy start, but we're getting there. Bulls against Edinburgh. Bulls losing that one 10-17.
The Bulls didn't lose. The Bulls was robbed. I'm not a Bulls supporter. For everybody that's going to say it's because I'm a Bulls supporter, I'm not a Bulls supporter. Point number 1. Point number 2, if the Bulls did win, they would have stolen the game. They did not deserve to win the game. However, the 2 or 3 penalties in the scrums, 2 or 3 penalties in the loose, and then that try was not allowed.
Madosha's try.
Yeah. It's It's simply not acceptable. We said in last week's program, and I got a call from one of the big shots at the company, at the country's, one of the country's franchises, because I said they didn't have any balls. And then they proved it because they refused to go to Italy, and we're getting our home matches.
Yes.
Now what we need from these guys is to stand up and say to the rest of the world, you need South Africa. We need to go and play overseas. I'm not saying we don't need that. But with the URC, there's new record TV
viewer
numbers. Why? Because of South Africans. At the Super Series, it was known that South Africa had the biggest TV audience and the biggest supporter base. So South Africa at this stage is the financial success of the URC. And still we're being treated like crap.
So what we're saying is the URC has now been elevated in stature with our participation. So make sure you've got good, competent, capable referees. And this is not the platform to train referees, because I'm sorry to say this referee, and I must give Carl credit here, usually he's the one that's very neutral towards referees. I get excited, and if you read the article, I was pleasantly surprised to see Carl's for a change agrees with me. But really, some calls, really blatant incorrect calls, which could have changed the outcome. I
mean, normally 90% of the matches that the people complained about the referee, he made mistakes, but both ways.
Yes.
This referee was biased 100%. He was out there to stop the Bulls from winning. All right, that's it. Crap referee, but the Bulls was horrible.
Yeah, I know they didn't, compared to their game last weekend, they did not perform that well this game around.
Yeah, they were horrible. Everything they did was, not up to scratch.
All right, but with that being said, last game of the weekend was Sharks against Cardiff. Sharks also unfortunately losing that one 17-23.
Yeah, once again, the Sharks in the second half was all over Cardiff. But their inability to score points, I mean, they camped in the second half, in Cardiff's half.
Couldn't finish.
They couldn't finish. There's a problem. I know the guy at 12 had a horrible game. The kicking was horrible because Ruan Nel tried, Boeta Chamberlain tried, Kevin Bosch tried and everything. But still there was more opportunities to convert to penalties. It was just as if there was no willingness. I mean, even the type of play, the guys with the urgency in attack was missing. So definitely one the Sharks should have won, but didn't because of
lack of ability to finish in that one. Well, that wraps.
Let's not forget the referee again, because with 15 seconds to go, a line out was awarded to the Sharks. He walked to the line out, and when he looked at his watch, it was 5 seconds past the 80 minutes, and he blew his whistle and stopped the game. Where the rule says it must be a line out for the Sharks, because the line out was called before the time was up on the clock.
Yeah. So.
And again, the Sharks did not deserve to win.
But still.
We must stop. We must really, South Africa is the backbone of the URC. They were the backbone of the Super 15. Us spectators and everything are paying for these guys. And we must stop this. It's time the South African administrators get balls, and I mean, everybody knows who's paying for everything. But still we stand like we're begging to be part of something. We don't have to beg, really. I mean, regtig.
Anyway, off weekend this coming week for us?
Yeah, for the next 6 weeks. I hear the Bulls is going home for 3 weeks.
Rest.
The Sharks is going home for 2.5 weeks. The Lions 2 weeks. And the Stormers will still announce for how long they will give their players off.
Okay, so we're taking a pause in the competition.
Yeah, and we can't wait for Munster at Loftus. I think that's going to be a big one. But please, go and get vaccinated. They say at that stage there's going to be 10,000 people allowed.
By then. Yeah.
By then, you're not going to get, even us were I got an email also stating if my staff and the photographers are not vaccinated, we are not welcome. So go get vaccinated, please.
Have a good one. Enjoy.
Yeah, nice rest.